And welcome back, everybody. Aesop Grim here, and this is a continuation of our second Stellaris Chronicle. And timer has begun. We are playing as Commonwealth of Man, and it is the year 2203. So we have expanded into our first external system. Remember that we have really made giant leaps forward in the last couple decades, but everything before that was an immense struggle, as we showed up extremely short-handed and then found ourselves cut off from Earth. But we are advancing forth now. We're building up Strike Force Griffin as we speak. We are exploring the area around us. Speaking of which, we need, well, yes, give us a science ship. So we have a fourth scientist out exploring, and in the last episode we wrapped it up talking about trying to put ourselves in the shoes of these people, looking at the passage of time and what somebody like this construction ship or this Dr. Bowden here is able to accomplish in the space of like a month or 6 months or a year. This is taking years off their life. Like,
construction complete.
It's 2203, right? We started this game in January. She is still in this system on what, October? Oh, I'm so bad at this. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. And she has she's surveying her final system now. So 50% done, 60%. Just surveying a planet seems to take her about a month.
Completed.
Okay, now she's about to embark on the next system, and it's October. It's October of the. She began. She was in the middle of this in January. So now, watch this. Let's take colonization fever, and then we're going to go into discovery. Okay, so we're into October of 2203. She's here in this system. The Ute Empire. Man, we're into December and she hasn't left the system yet. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Tiersonia the 4. Our scientists think they inhabited this region of stars roughly 6 million years ago based on the age of the artifacts. The aliens called themselves the Ute and appear to have been very large and flat anthropod analogs. It seems a single individual could reach a length of nearly 100 meters as an adult, and it was apparently exceedingly rare for more than 2 or 3 Ute to travel aboard the same star ship. Okay.
New sitrep.
Well, we need to outfit this science vessel with Kalaya Hamidi. Archaeology excavation speed plus 25%. So we'll recruit her. And we're going to send her down here. Okay. Now I am curious. Here she is, making her way across this galaxy. She finished in August. It's January. Encounter. Okay, so we've run into our first aliens. News of alien ships humming through the ether have reached Unity, in many ways ending the first chapter in the book of the Commonwealth of Man's bid for a stellar empire. Worrying, because we're xenophobic. Okay, so you see the passage of time there. That gives you an idea. 6 months of her life and her crew's life was spent not doing their job, but just in the interim space between one mission and the next. You know, she wasn't even surveying. She was just traveling through the star system. 6 months, or was it 5 months? I think it was. So I think that's what adds it. For me, that helps enhance this game. Let's go ahead and get this system right here. That's our bottleneck right now. I think we're dead last in the galaxy. Even though we haven't really run into anybody yet, it still ranks us at number 11. We're kind of hurting on food.
Anomaly found.
Ancient complex. Our survey team detected a remote complex of ancient buildings. Okay, well now we know for sure there is sentient life out there. Competitors. No other signs of former colonization can be found. Our team wishes to investigate this further. Yes, research that. We need to know as much as we can.
System reconnaissance completed.
Okay, this was going to be the bottleneck here. Let's have her go forth. This is Dr. Yamashita. And just start getting these so that we know whether or not there's anything down here that we want to expand for. We can see already that there's a black hole. So that might be worth moving to. And probably the big thing being that if we cut right here or here, we effectively probably gain all of this for future expansion. We don't have to move into it right away. We can. We probably will if I do that. But we cut everybody else off from it.
Construction complete.
Well, if they want to stay together anyway, let's say that there's an empire right here. I guess they could theoretically hop over and call it. It's more expensive for them and it separates them, but they could do it. It fractures their empire because we would cut them off here. That they would have two separate points, but they can do it. Trafficking operation. After exploring the complex extensively, our science team made an amazing discovery. The data cores appear to be mostly wiped or eroded, but we established that the complex belonged to a civilization unfamiliar to us that went by the name Carcarorian. Apparently, they operated thousands of years ago in this sector of the galaxy. Something else, however, is much more unusual. The lower level is densely packed with a large number of stasis pods containing bodies from our own species. Many of them still wear advanced shackles or have crude implants implanted in their nervous systems. It seems these Carcarorian abducted some of our primitive ancestors and subjected them to experiments before, for reasons unknown, choosing to kill them by cutting the power supply to stasis pods and causing them to suffocate. Well, we can see how we might become xenophobic. We detect elevated radiation levels from the walls and equipment inside the complex. The power core seems to have either been sabotaged or suffered a leak in the past, but we cannot be sure. Residue data Extracted from the data cores also contain several sets of coordinates. Ah. What happened here? And this, I don't think this would be a case of they abducted the other 5 ships that came before us, or 4 ships. Unless they had a way of teleportation, maybe. I think it's more that they would have visited Earth at some point in time and abducted from there and then come back to here. Maybe they're the reason that a wormhole existed in the first place. I believe that's part of the more political or more events mod. I don't think that's baseline Stellaris.
Anomaly found.
Leave B for now. At 264 alloy, maybe we can upgrade some more. Or I should say reinforce, not upgrade.
Construction complete.
Excellent. All right. CNS Stevedore. Time to move on to Nadru.
Recon pass completed.
Excellent. System has been surveyed. Keep up the search. The CNS Wanderer reports no signs of the Hyacinth in the Avexa system. We should continue our search elsewhere. Looking at our situation log, the hunt for the Hyacinth.
Anomaly found.
Leave B for now. And
Recon pass completed.
Once Dr. Hamidi is finished, here, first of all, Concetta Ravelli. Dr. Ravelli, I need you to bypass your initial mission and continue immediately to this star right here and just explore it. Uh-oh. Pause. And then once Dr. Kansu is finished here, then I need her to divert immediately to here. So we'll issue those orders once she's complete. Yikes. There is a lot of development here. Okay, we have definitely run into another empire, and they might be significantly stronger than us. I mean, there just seems to be a lot. This looks like more than just mines and research labs. And they definitely have. That's a space station. It looks like a vessel. Oh yeah, it is a station. They had ships somewhere right here. So this is a primary station of theirs. Okay, well, we're about to find out some stuff, man. Fortunately, we were able to check off the fact that the Hyacinth is not here, because I believe she's about to get kicked out.
System reconnaissance completed.
Excellent. Okay, Dr. Kansu, proceed immediately to this system. Grid coordinates passed. We need to know about the Hyacinth. I should have treated that with more vigilance, sense of urgency than what I did for role-playing purposes. That's kind of a mess up on my part. Again, on this series, as with the previous one, I'm not too awful concerned about roleplay. I more want to practice it a little bit, but mostly I'm trying to learn how to play the game. All right, the Dabulan Empire, they appear to have successfully translated our language. Diplomatic channels are now open, and all hostilities between us have ceased for the moment. I bring greetings from Empress Gablal the First. You are hideous and dangerous looking. The undisputed ruler of the Dabulan Empire. We wish to learn more about your species. Which martial techniques do your warriors employ, given your fascinating biology? You guys are honor-bound warriors. You're a xenophile. And you're fanatic materialists. Well, we're militarist. I think we would say respect our authority or else. Let's go with that. We should assume the worst. All right. We're equivalent. They're superior in their tech. All right. I was really quite concerned they were going to be a lot stronger than us. They just told us that we're on thin ice with them. They are a police state and have an efficient bureaucracy. Yeah, you look like you eat meat. Okay. Well, what that means is that we need to upgrade this platform right now. I can't. Okay. We will get to that when we can. Okay, our science ship has been expelled from their space. They can grow this way. Fortunately, we have cut them off from entering into this area.
Science Division report success.
And pause. We have now learned nanomechanics. And we'll move on. Oh, tough choice here. Tough choice. I think I'll go with powered exoskeletons, though. Robots are going to be really critical to us. As I mentioned in my intro video, we're going to be robot-centric. I can't remember if I did that with UNE or not. I think I did. But I want to finish the game with a robot so I know how to use it. You know, I know how to do the ascension and all that. So we're going to grab that. We will gain army damage and minerals from jobs. Wearing a powered exoskeleton suit augments the user's strength and speed. The military applications are obvious, but it will also increase labor efficiency. Excellent. What's field modulation say? Yeah, it doesn't. Modulated fields allow for increased production and improved energy yield. Okay, very good. This science ship up here can research this project. We have 11 minutes left. If this is the hyacinth, we're going to have a lot of reading to do.
Special project complete.
The memorial. Unfortunately, we were too late by several centuries. The remains of the complex are still recognizable at the edges of an impact crater, but most of it has been obliterated by a meteorite strike. What survives, however, is very interesting. We have identified a handful of large rock slabs that are covered by pictograms, possibly of the Carcharorian. A surviving data core, Conchita Ravelli found, contained references to their home system. With additional data to fill the gaps, it could lead us straight to it. Well, we should look into that. Okay. Whoops. Where are you at? No, that's not you, is it? Hold on. Oh, it is you. Well, alrighty then. You can continue your original mission and survey this system. So no hyacinth here. That means it's got to be here then. Hold on. Do I have to survey it maybe? Okay, we will now go down the discovery tree. I just thought it was important to get colonization fever. The thing is, maybe not, because we haven't even run into our first continental world. That's because I turned those settings down. I kind of did that blind. I've never, or haven't done that in a really long time. So that may have been a miscalculation on my part. 2206. Do we have any other blinking locations? No. I guess we have to survey the entire system to see if we can find the wreckage anywhere. We have to look at the whole thing. Need 10 more, so 1 month. Once the month rotates, right now.
Anomaly found.
There we go. All right, skip that. Pause. Okay. Oh, she's back. All right, so then we're going to send Dr. Bowden down into here. Have Dr. Bowden check these points. And the Orante Shroud.
Construction complete. Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Excellent. Biodiversity studies is complete. We will now take pop growth speed with genome mapping. Mapping the genome of an individual through the sequencing of their DNA opens up for tailored medical treatments and therapies. Pop growth is king. As of...
System reconnaissance completed.
I think 2.7. Maybe before then, though. But at some point in time in the past year, there was a patch where pop growth became really important research. So the way this would work theoretically, metamorphic dehydration. Crew has confirmed latest that the planet used to be covered in flowing water. Geochemical composition of the planet's basalt crust proved highly hydrophilic. The thirsty rocks eventually absorbed all of the water. Okay. It adds that the mineral hydrates now dominating the landscape could have many valuable industrial applications. So we will gain 4 minerals to this planet. Okay, pause. So theoretically, what we can do, we've got this cut point. If we were to move down this way and cut right here or right here, we effectively should gain all of this. And we can build stations in here kind of at our leisure in all likelihood.
System reconnaissance completed.
The hyacinth must be there. Let's read this. The CNS Asperity has managed to isolate a residual ion trail in the logom system that is identical to the one that was produced by the chrysanthemum's engines. It must have originated from the hyacinth. Although the faint ion trail is over a century old, Science Officer Concetta Ravelli has managed to track it on an outbound trajectory towards a previously uncharted star. Outbound trajectory towards a previously uncharted star. We have entered its coordinates into the situation log. The hyacinth must be there. Okay. So, right here. This is the uncharted star. So then what I need you to do is to pull off your assignment and come down here and survey this system. Four minutes left.
Construction complete.
Okay. You will next. I guess we'll continue down this way. No, wait a minute. We'll build here. I was thinking I can't do it because it's going to be more expensive. Well, not that I can't, but it's not a good expenditure of resources because we haven't got this one, which would make this a jump, a skip, and it increases the resources it takes to build a star station there. But we do have this one, so that will negate that. We should be good to go. Economy looks healthy. How are we doing on population? We're almost ready to have another one. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up an alloy foundry and anticipate. Oh, there he is. So we have an unemployed worker. And our starbase has just been completed.
Anomaly found.
What do we have here? The Dabulans want to get to know us. Noble Sphinxes, we wish to propose a cultural exchange with you to encourage friendship between our peoples. If you accept, we will send a group of Dabulans to the Commonwealth of Man, where they will spend several months living among humans. In return, we will host a similar group of humans. We hope that, by doing this, we will be able to understand your people better and herald in a new era of friendship between our nations. Sadly, as a video game player sitting here being like, that sounds terrific, but we're the Commonwealth of Man, so no. We are not interested in a cultural exchange. We don't trust you. You have 3 dragon heads. 1 dragon head would be enough. That's bad juju. All right.
Science Division report success.
We're gonna build probably 1 ship. And we just gained access to field modulation. Excellent. Oh, just in time, too. We're at plus 12 there. Okay, new research. Survey speed would be nice, but never pass up research speed. Administrative AI, organizational circuitry, rerouting, academic fervor. Good deal. We want that. Oh, there's the timer.
Recon pass completed.
Remnants of a civilization. This gas giant's ring appears to be the remains of a series of habitats that once orbited the planet and were destroyed in some cataclysm in the distant past. However, it is not clear what caused this event, as the material remains matched none with which we are familiar. Kalaya Hamidi has recommended we study the former inhabitants further to find out what caused their demise. Could it have been a superweapon, the likes of which we can scarcely imagine? A superweapon, you say? Yeah, because we're xenophobic and militaristic. This really strongly appeals to us. We are excited. This touches on all of our virtues, right? All of our values. A superweapon, you say? Creates remnants of a civilization archaeological site. All right, very good. Well, cool. All right, we're about 3/4 of the way through that alloy station construction, which we're going to need because I want to get up to 10 here, and then I want to build this star base up. We're equivalent on everything now, so our technology is caught up. That's a good sign. They are hostile and degrading. We're going to do something clever. It is by no means authentic. We are not being honest. But let us send Dolores de Vargas to sweet talk them and delay any hostilities. We are not in a position to engage in hostilities right now. We want to kind of get stronger, and there's a word I'm looking for, like coalesce. We want greater cohesion. We want these resources to come together and be built into weapons of war and stuff and things of that nature, get everything working in the economy and all that before we strike out. But we will save the game. It is March of 2208. We are already 8 years into this game. Try to think about that, guys and gals. Let's say that you were part of Dr. Yamashita's crew. Dr. Yamashita, whom you heard about in college, and you have now graduated college at 21 years old, and you were handpicked for her crew because let's say you graduated top 3% of your class, right? And you specialized in physics, and you were sent out with her crew. You are now 29 years old, and this is where you're at. You left home right out of college on her crew. You're 29 years old. Do you have a wife or a husband? Do you have kids? Probably not. You're part of this crew. Maybe you fell in love with somebody on the crew and you two are now a couple, but you gotta imagine there's stringent. I mean, is this a place for children? There's got to be some pretty stringent guidelines against crew members getting together and having kids while on a scientific mission. I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. Maybe not. These ships are probably far bigger than what I think. If we think in terms of Starship Enterprise from the Next Generation, that thing was enormous. Now, I'm not a big Trekkie, right? And I preferred Kirk to Picard, but the Starship Enterprise used in the Next Generation version was enormous, absolutely enormous. And you probably absolutely could have families. I mean, they did on that ship. So maybe I spoke a little too soon. But anyway, the idea being passage of time from 21 years old and fresh out of school and riding high, like graduated with honors, distinctive, lauded by your professors, top 3% in your class, and you're now 29 years old, and you are how many systems away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 systems away. 7 solar systems away from home. with no return orders. You know, so there you go. I probably just extended this episode another 10 minutes by rattling on about that, but I think that's cool to think about that, to think about what people are dedicating. We got the rise and fall of whole entire generations that we're watching happen right before our eyes. So again, I'm Aesop Grimm, and I will see you guys in the next episode where this story continues. Thanks for visiting Aesop Grimm's Chronicles. If you've made it this far in the video, please consider rating, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. I hope to see you in the next episode, and until then, stay shiny.